Hello, everyone. Welcome to Cookies Enabled. I am Will, your host, and next to me here is Andrew, my second host as well as editor of the show here. And we just got done a couple hours ago shooting a few scenes for a new upcoming Random Daily Discovery episode about hot sauce. And I thought that went really well, and I think you guys will probably see that really, really soon here. Since we're still struggling with some of our old video formats, which is always an issue. But hey,
Yeah,
that's
I think
awesome and exciting. You're probably still tingling from that, aren't you?
honestly, I'm fine now.
Okay.
It
Huh.
took about an hour after we stopped for
Okay.
everything to subside, but I feel normal again. For a while, my lips were still burning. It was it was an experience. I went back to looked at the raw footage of
Right.
my original reaction. Yeah, I was in some pain there. You could tell.
Yeah, you definitely could tell. And it was like, it wasn't sudden, like you're taking a
No, no.
bite, you're
It,
just going along, and then all of a sudden you're like,
like I
you're
knew what
slowing
I was
down.
going to expect, but it came on very quickly. A few of my other housemates tried it afterward,
Yep.
which I think you were
I,
on video chat still
yes.
for.
And I do have that
Um,
recorded, I'm pretty sure. So,
uh, yeah, I gotta say, hats off to my niece Evie. She took that like a champ.
yeah, she did.
I know we only give her a tiny amount because she's never had it, but no matter how little that you have,
Oh, yeah.
it still burns like hell.
Right.
And he handled it well, so good
Well, well
job.
done. Well done, Evie. I'm really,
Yeah.
I was very proud
Um,
of everybody in the room. It
and if
definitely,
my brother had a little bit of a more rough time with it, it was
yeah.
not that pleasant for them. But we're all good. I'm feeling a lot better. It was fun to record. I'm excited for the video to come out. We will be doing that one on Monday.
Yes. Cool.
Again,
Yep. So this
as
coming
Will
Monday.
said,
Yep.
audio issues. We don't know what's happening. If anybody can give us some input,
Yeah. This is,
something with I don't know. The video you recorded today,
yeah.
your footage from when I was doing the hot sauce tasting,
hmm
that came across fine.
Same
Uh,
configuration as this. I'm just recording to the computer.
just do not work, and I
Yeah.
don't know why. So we're
As
trying to
soon as I
figure.
put it on that Google Drive, it's like all of my audio is messed up suddenly. And I've read a
You
few
put it
forums.
I wasn't, so we're
Right.
not quite sure what's
It's
happening.
yeah,
It
it really we went
got
almost a whole season without any issues, and now all of a sudden it's every issue in the book. So
I'm
definitely
blaming
feeling the
Windows
struggle.
11 because it only happened after you upgraded.
That is true. It was like right around the time that I was getting like updates to Windows 10 almost every day, and then right after that I jumped to Windows 11, and everything kind of changed immediately there with my audio issues. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. But fingers
Don't
crossed.
make it work. We have footage that I can edit for Monday for the hot sauce video. I think it'll be entertaining for you
Oh yeah.
all.
Oh
It,
yeah.
it's something a little different, but that's what we're doing. We're trying
Right.
things, doing this at a later time.
Yep.
It's all about experimenting, figuring out what is going to work well for us, who can watch, when.
Right.
It
Right.
it's a learning process, and but we're doing it because we love it.
Yeah, we
And
absolutely do. I'm definitely not planning on quitting anytime
we're
soon. So
what episode is this?
this will be
We're
36. I'm sorry. I think it's labeled
36.
35. I'm sorry for that. I meant to change that. We are 36 today. 36 is the episode.
And again, we're getting close
Yes.
to. I mean,
Almost
we're
at our full year mark. Yes, we are really, really,
it,
really close. I think it was the beginning or end of January. So we are right almost there. We are so super close. Oh, I'm super excited.
and for the first year or the first 9 months roughly,
Right?
it's fun watching those numbers kind of slowly increase. Like
Right.
we had big spikes near the beginning. Your 5G episode, the first one, is
Yeah.
still most
It's
viewed
still the
video.
most viewed. Yep. Mandela
Um,
is right behind it, the
mhm.
Mandela Effect episode.
But
Uh,
we're at 1,300 views. We got 76 subscribers. It's
yeah.
still tiny,
But thank you.
but
We did add a few this week, so thank you for
yeah,
for
yeah.
joining. I appreciate you there.
No, we like that. It doesn't take that much out of our time.
Mm-mm.
It's something we can do in the background. So,
Absolutely.
I mean, it'd
Absolutely.
be
Well, this is a
great.
hobby for us. This is totally funded completely by the two people you see on screen right now. There is no team of people working behind us. This is all us. So all the sources, everything that we're doing editing wise is literally the two of us. We do have a few people that help us here and there, mainly for advice and like random editing stuff. But we're doing 90% of the work, and good for us because this is not easy, but we love it. And
Yep.
speaking of which,
And we've got a lot coming out.
yeah,
Hot sauce video. We have ideas for at least 4 or 5 more videos.
yeah,
Once we figure out the audio issues. In
yeah.
the meantime, we have some more stuff
We have a
coming
ton
along.
more stuff coming either way.
I didn't tell you earlier, Will, Andy's piano is back and fixed.
I know, I heard it. He
So,
played it a little
we
earlier for me. It sounded
finally,
fantastic.
yeah, we can
So,
finally record soon one of the music videos.
yes.
I
Yes.
also am going to contact the company that fixed his piano.
Ooh,
They're
yes. The tuning
piano
people, yes.
servicing company just out of northern Michigan.
Okay. Huh.
And they are interested and are cool with allowing me to come down, get a tour of their workshop,
Right.
get some more information. I think that'll be a fun
Yeah,
video.
why not? Why? I mean, let's do it.
Uh, and today on my walk, well, not my walk, I was riding on my one wheel, ran into one of my coworkers that does lawn care
Okay.
for a lady downtown. And this woman is a regular at the bar that I work at. And apparently she used to work for NASA.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's right. You were telling me about that. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
get to
We're definitely going to
introduce
have to get her
her.
in for an interview for sure.
That would be a really cool, if she'd be interested. I don't know.
Well, and if she can talk about it, because I know, like, my aunt also worked for
Mm,
the government and for a bunch of power plants back in the day, but cannot tell me exactly what she did. And she was a computer techie. She was working on code and coding all these machines and stuff, but she can't tell me what she was doing or what code she was using. I mean, I've asked specific and non-specific questions, but so we'll see how
obviously,
far we
there's
can
a
go.
level of what they're allowed to say and what they're not, depending on the projects that they worked on. But
Yes.
still, the hopeful opportunity to maybe sit down for half an hour and just
Right.
pick the someone who worked there 50 years ago
Mm-hmm.
would be incredible.
Oh, it'd be so
So,
credible. It'd be
um,
so cool.
either way, I think we've got some good stuff coming up.
Oh yeah. So keep watching, guys, and let's jump into our topics today. We have very little
SpaceX.
SpaceX news.
Really more.
A little bit, little bit.
Well, we were watching last week.
Yes.
It was just an hour before
Right.
Crew 3 took off.
Yeah.
Uh, After we wrapped up for the filming that night, I kept that going on my phone. Obviously, had to watch it live stream.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I've said it before, you're always nervous,
Oh
but
right.
went
It
off,
always goes fine.
hit, perfect launch. It was really great. Will's
Right.
got a video.
Yes, I'm gonna put that up
Every
right now
I
here,
give
actually.
every launch that they do for this with a crew, they have what they call their zero gravity indicator. And all it is just a stuffed animal that once they hit zero gravity, it just starts floating. We've had the little globe Earth. We've had the dog that was based on one of the therapy dogs from
Right.
St. Jude for the Inspiration 4.
Yeah.
This time we got a little sea turtle.
Yeah.
And what's fun
I
is
love
if
the sea turtle. It's really cute too. It's got a little like space helmet on him.
you Google these, within a half an hour after these launch videos go out,
Right.
they all sell out immediately.
Oh, I'm sure they would.
I
I mean, they're adorable.
and
It's like the Beanie Baby craze.
after an hour, you were charging 100 to 200 bucks on eBay
Right.
for one of them.
Easily.
It was sold out. The good thing with the dog from the previous, the Inspiration 4 launch,
Right.
is they sold them, and every single penny went to St. Jude's Research
Absolutely.
Hospital.
Yeah.
And they did another launch because they sold out within a half an hour again.
Right.
This guy's
Right.
cute, and I'm sure you can't find him anymore unless you want to pay a few $100.
Sure.
But that's just one of the little things they do. It's fantastic to see them, enjoying their time. They only spent about a day before they caught up to the space station
Right.
this time.
Right. That's not that
They
bad.
they are cutting down on the time. It used to be a few days to catch up, to
Right.
get into alignment, because you see all those movies.
Oh my gosh.
To
Yeah.
the Space Odyssey, a ship just comes out of orbit and immediately docks with their station.
Right.
We're not
Exactly.
there yet. That's going to take some time. We can theoretically do it, but they're still worried about safety right now. If
Exactly.
space can show we've done this 200, 300, 400 times, then sure. will launch them up and they'll rendezvous immediately with the space station, but not
Exactly.
either way. Very successful launch. Once again, the first stage nailed the landing,
Yep.
and now we have a few more people on the space station. A very rookie crew. I think only the oh, like the captain of that mission. He was the only one that's been in space before. So everybody
Oh
else,
wow. So
they
that's a lot of noobs, a lot of newbie people in
yeah.
space, but they looked like they were having a good time. Little nervous, but you know the turtle's cute and they were doing a great job, and good for them. Good for them.
Yep. So
Can't wait to
we're
hear what
looking
else comes
there.
out.
Okay. 2 days after that, they had to scrub the launch due
Hmm.
to weather. After that, they did have a successful launch for the next Starlink
Right.
mission. Once again, a few days in a row, they got it
Yep.
done. We're looking forward to more SN20 static fires,
Yep.
and it looks like it's been pushed back, but it looks like within January we will finally see an actual launch of Starship. So we're
Yes.
crossing our fingers, hoping that'll go
Hopefully.
well.
Hopefully. Awesome.
That's the space news for the week. I think there
Well,
hasn't been. Oh,
I do have one more small
touch
topic.
on quickly. We should do more on it next week. But apparently, a Russian missile that they used to shoot down one of their pieces of space junk didn't go quite right.
I did read about that. Yes. Yes. And there's
So
debris in
the space
space.
station actually
Yes.
had to correct its orbit
Yep.
to miss the space debris. But that's, I mean,
You're
that's
good. Yep.
it
It's,
sounds nefarious,
yeah.
but it happens at least once a month. The space station has
Exactly.
to correct its orbit.
Yep.
And all it does is it just uses thrusters or its gyroscopes to
Kind of
move a little
whoop.
bit out of the way
That's it.
into place.
Yeah.
But they got the Russian Space Agency kind of got yelled at, and they said, pay a bit more
You
attention
gotta
when
be
you're
exact with your science,
decommissioning one
bro.
of your satellites.
You're gonna be shooting and blowing stuff up in space. Let's get it right the first time, okay? We don't want to screw this up and kill people that are actually still up there, okay? That's just not okay. Or
But
damage
either way,
billions of dollars worth of equipment.
it is proof of concept at least that their avoidance collision systems work. Though
Exactly.
they saw the
Exactly.
threat. They said, okay, we know what's happening,
And they
and
were
that's
able to
because
avoid it
satellites
completely.
monitor every single piece of space junk. I mean, there's millions of pieces.
Yeah.
Some things are the size of a grain of sand.
Right.
Some things are the size of a fridge.
Yep.
But with good enough radar, you can detect a good chunk of them,
Yeah.
or the ones that at least will cause major damage. And so they just change the station's orientation
Right.
in its orbit, move it up a bit, down a bit. With enough math, you can figure out where all these things are going.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And they've got enough
The
equipment that it's not
problem,
new science to them, you know.
we need to find a way to, you know, remove a lot of the space junk over
Right.
the next several years. It's a lot of it will eventually re-enter the atmosphere, will burn
Yeah.
out. Some of them won't, and we need to be very careful not to hit those.
Yep. Now, speaking of space stations and food, because I know I've been talking a lot about food in space lately, ironically. We talked about ketchup and tacos and growing peppers in space. But I guess out of all the things you can grow in space, strawberries is one of those things that actually does particularly well. And so NASA, has been growing all these different things to see how they just do, in a zero gravity environment, limited light, a very constrictive growing, anything really in that kind of environment. So they really put a lot of research into this. Here's one of the astronauts right now, just kind of checking on the plants, making sure they're doing okay, they're getting all the nutrients they needed and stuff. Apparently, the strawberries came out so well that they actually think that this could be, again, kind of like the peppers, something easily sustained in space flight. So not only are you going to have really good tacos, but you're probably going to have some strawberry smoothies in there too. And I think that sounds fantastic. I mean,
Great.
why not eat a taco and a strawberry smoothie and float through space? I mean, that's very relaxing.
Well, I know my mother-in-law had her garden. She started this summer, and yeah, strawberries. You go out there every day, and there's a few more on
Oh,
the
yeah.
bush. They
Yeah.
grow so fast.
They're
So
resilient.
maybe
I mean, little
say you
things, you know.
strawberries on the- They look ripe. They look the right shape.
Yeah, they're really not too like odd considering this was zero gravity. You know, they don't have the point on it as much as a normal, strawberry would
Probably
because gravity is pulling it
yeah.
down as it's growing. So that makes sense. And these are more circular because there's no gravity. So there's nothing pulling on them. They're just able to grow into a full kind of a weird, they do have little, almost like an orange, like little sections that the strawberry grows, but it's really intriguing. I thought this was super cool. I can't wait to see what else they grow in space. I mean, this is fun stuff. Like, they're going
So
to be
they've
making
harvested
whole, like, send Gordon Ramsay up there. Oh my God.
Did the astronauts say anything about their flavor? If
That's what
that's
I didn't get a chance. It didn't state anything in the article that I read. Unfortunately, CNN and there was one other article. They're almost identical. So I think they were written by the same person, just posted in two different sources. But either way, I mean, they definitely look pretty delicious. I gotta say. I mean, the amount of color they have and seeds and everything, just they definitely look juicy. They're a little bit on the small side, but I mean that usually size doesn't necessarily matter with strawberries. Your smaller one and your bigger one are going to taste identical. It's not, not really a difference with like a plantation or a banana. So really intriguing how that worked there. But really cool science here, and hopefully we'll get to see what other cool foods they're going to be growing in space. Now I think,
well, we've got what chilies.
right,
We've had hop flown into space. We
yeah.
have strawberries. They've been doing lettuce for many
Yeah,
years. I know
lettuce
that.
has been a thing. They can do herbs and stuff as well. That's been known, like
Those will
basils
grow
and stuff.
that one in any condition. So,
Next,
uh,
they got to put a chicken up there, and you can have like a whole breakfast.
I'm trying to picture a chicken loose
Like
in the space
floating
station.
through space.
Well,
Grab the
I'm curious
egg.
how it would handle that or what it would do because there's a whole like the chickens can basically we've used them as reference for steady rigs
Yes. Yeah.
because you can hold a chicken and move its body and
Right.
its head will remain
Right.
in
Right. Exactly
place. It will
where.
not.
Yeah. It's amazing.
So they've used those mechanisms to figure out how to get a steady cam. If
Right.
you move, for it to counteract the action perfectly,
Exactly.
so that the camera lens or the chicken head
Right.
stays perfectly in its same space. I wonder what that would be like in zero G.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be coming very
It
soon
would
here.
probably freak out, I'm sure.
Okay, so you had a fusion breakthrough to jump completely back to
Yeah.
Earth. That I did not get a chance to read this article at all, and I was really eager to, unfortunately. So you will
Well,
have to completely fill
uh,
me in, but I have a graph and a really cool photo.
yeah. So now we've talked about a lot of the fusion generators in the past
Yes.
on the
Yeah.
show. It's always the toroids, like the donuts with the magnets that
Right. Or
keep
some kind of
the
compression or
plasma.
something.
Yeah. This is a different style, though. This is
Okay.
not that sort of, which they usually call a tokamak or something
Right.
like that.
Yes. Okay.
This is one. What do they call? What do they refer to this one
Because it's
as?
got some weird acronym, I'm sure. Like
Oh,
crystal.
I'm sure.
I'm sorry.
Um, it is. I'm looking for the name of it.
No, you're good. It's probably buried in some technical term.
Because what this one does is there's a little gold cylinder in the center,
Okay.
basically that holds the reactive material.
Sure.
And for like a trillionth of a second, they focus these super high energy laser beams
Right.
right into it. And what they're trying to do with this is just to create a high enough temperature that
Sure.
it creates the fusion reaction you
That
want.
makes sense.
So
Yeah.
instead of a magnetically confined
Right.
plasma
You just need a
that
little laser
stays
and a
super
little,
hot,
diode
it's
and
focusing everything onto one single point, but at the same output is what they want. They want to get more energy
Oh, I'm
output
sure.
than
Then they're
put
putting in
in.
absolutely, yeah.
But the thing is, we've never been able to get to that point.
Yeah, that's always been a
No,
theoretical. On paper, it's always worked, but in reality, we haven't
we
been able to
can't
do it just
get
yet.
either the pressures, the temperature, or the energy levels for that.
Sorry, I'm
But
cutting your
we are
face off
getting
with this graph.
extremely
Let me fix that
close.
here. Sorry, everybody.
This one output two-thirds of the energy that was put into it.
So I
And
know this.
apparently that's an extremely high level. Instead of
Right.
maybe you put in, say, 100 units of energy and you get one output,
It'd be
this time they
tiny
got
bit. Now
what would that
it's
be? 60,
almost broke the graph.
62.5 output.
Right.
It's a big jump in output versus input.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a
They're
huge
inching
deal.
closer to, because if you put a, any output is what you
Yeah,
need. It
absolutely. Yeah.
makes it work. And with how all of these experiments have happened, once we get to that point, we're going to get a lot more output
Oh, yeah.
than input.
Oh,
It's not
absolutely.
going to
And it
get
looks like we're
high.
getting really close.
We just have
This
to
has been
break
what,
through that final bit, but they're getting extremely close.
like 10 years of research went into this, maybe? 15 tops?
It
Or is this like a pretty
uh,
relatively new fusion company, or is this like a part of the military, like
they've
DARPA or something?
been working on this for several
Okay.
years. That I know.
Okay. I mean, I figured this isn't obviously like they put this together yesterday. Look at these results. Like, no, I'm sure that's absolutely not the case. But I mean, these even there was a couple in China, a couple reactors that were able to yield a higher output, but again,
Only
only
for
for
a
like
split
fractions
second.
of a second or something, and it was just a theoretical thing. And I'm sure this is kind of the same case, but this looks like a safer sounding solution to what they were trying to do. Again, you're just beaming some lasers down into a little tiny pellet, and then that's reacting to all of that light and has no other way to react to it other than to release energy, which is thus being absorbed probably through some kind of nuclear fusion reaction, I would imagine, where it's like a heat
Oh
is
yeah, you're.
geothermal or
It's
something.
basically getting the temperatures inside this core hot enough that these hydrogen molecules are fusing together,
Okay. Okay.
and all of that energy that's released is what you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Fusion,
Absolutely. So they're just
you
absorbing that right through, which is great.
just need to get it hot enough or energetic enough
Right.
that it can sustain its own reaction for a long period of time, because that's basically all our sun
Yeah,
does.
absolutely.
It's
Yeah,
just
that's
a
really all
giant
that's
fusion.
doing. Yep.
And that's the thing that could fuel everything on the planet for
Uh, every
longer than the Earth
the
will
whole
survive.
cities, like literally, and then some,
It,
easily.
it is literally the holy grail of energy research and
Oh, and
physics.
as soon as
And,
they perfect it, then they will miniaturize it, and you'll start putting it in cars and planes, and you'll really revolutionize anything with a power source. I mean, imagine having
and
a computer that
Exxon,
never runs out of energy.
yeah, well, BP and ExxonMobil and them, that's when they start shitting their
Yeah,
pants.
you better.
'Cause
Or start
they're
buying
out.
this technology.
Mhm.
That'll never happen. That's why I laugh. Anyway, okay. So, thank you for that amazing fusion breakthrough. That is really awesome. Let's jump into a totally different topic and do some funny ass memes here because it's been a weird day. And you got some really good ones. So, as usual, and I found some clever ones too. Were you able to decipher mine before I even show anybody? Were you able to figure out what mine were? Because that first one
Uh,
was kind of a trick. It's hilarious
Let me
once you
see
figure it
which
out,
one
though.
you play.
If you know bands and
Oh, that was, yeah, that was easy.
relative math history, that's all I'm gonna say. And I hate to even phrase it that way because that's not what happened. But anyway, here's your first one here. It says, Elon, so you guys must be ready for takeoff. Sir, we might be a minute. And I absolutely love this because for those of you that don't know this blue screen of death, this is the Windows 10 sad slash happy face
It's the
screen of death. I'm stuck in an
You
update
have
loop or
the
something.
screen of death on one side, and then you have the updates in the center.
Yes, yes, that's what it is.
New, you would
Oh my
appreciate
god.
that. That's every video we do. You end up going through
I
updates.
love this
There it
every
is.
time. Actually, today was the only day that Windows had no updates, and it was a Tuesday yesterday, and I had one like a Windows security update. No surprise there. Took 10 seconds, restarted, everything was fine, and then today I had no updates, but OBS had an update. So of course, something had an update, and it wasn't Microsoft surprisingly, or any of my Windows apps, which is also very shocking. So I thought that was an error. Anyway, because it probably is.
I figured you'd appreciate that one, though.
It was the least of my Windows problems for the day, or I should say the least of my Microsoft problems for the day, since I had an external hard drive for my Xbox One in the background go crap on me, and whenever I plug it into the Xbox, it just shuts off. Try to fix
Now,
that
what
one.
did I send you?
Yeah,
Can
anyway,
you see
okay,
what
moving
that
on.
says if you zoom in? I'm
Wow.
curious.
I don't know. I'm cursed in some way when it comes to electronics, but at least I know how to solve some of these problems. I learn from the best, apparently. Thank you, Microsoft.
Yep, that's what it is. I zoomed in. It says working on updates. I think
Oh
27%.
no.
Don't turn off your
Right.
PC. So it's the whole message.
Oh, I love that. Oh my God, yes. Okay, now this next one I think that you had was a little more Christmassy, but still just as hilarious. Is why is the carpet all wet, Todd?
And the correct response is,
Yeah.
I don't know, Margot.
Oh, I
I
love
want
it.
this. I want this sweater
Yes, this sweater is
so
hilarious.
much.
It's fashionably green and yellow, or green, white, and red here.
Well,
It's
it's getting
perfect.
close to that season. It's the time that we all have to sit down for a night and watch National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. And if you don't get this sweater, if you don't get the reference, I'm sorry. Go
Right.
watch the movie. It's
Absolutely.
wonderful.
It's a good
That
one.
was that Julia Louise Dreyfus
Yes.
was Margot. I don't know who Todd
I don't
was,
remember
but
either, actually. I'd have to IMDb it, but unfortunately. No, you're good. But hilarious. Love that. So, okay, so my first one here, which I know I just kind of quizzed you on a second ago, says before calculations, people used an blank and a blank. And if you put these two bands together, their names, you will get the correct answer, which, if you don't know, the first band here is ABBA. And the second one, if you
yeah,
also don't know, is Kiss. And if you don't know, these are both really good bands. ABBA is still around, or ABBA, or I think I'm saying it wrong. I'm sorry. Um,
ABBA, right?
okay.
They're actually getting ready to do an interesting new tour.
Yes, they are. Virtual
Um,
World Tour, where they're
yeah,
using like holograms.
holographic. I'm curious how this is going to go
I think
around,
it's
but
going to go really well, and I'm super excited. They're actually doing
I
new
am.
music
Uh,
to their old school holograms. So they're going to look young, but sing new stuff. And I think that's cool.
yeah, it's going to be quite
Like
interesting.
in live concert stage. Anyway, that's
Mhm.
happening in Europe, unfortunately, which is why I haven't talked about it on the show until today. Thank you, Andrew. But yes, the bottom one is Kiss. So if you put ABBA and Kiss together, you get an abacus, which is what people used for calculations back in the day. I am a nerd, and so this made me laugh really hard because anything that makes fun of an abacus is really funny, and I never thought putting two bands together would get this. And for the next one, this one is for anybody that has a cat or a
Yep.
ferret in their house would understand why you'd want to put your Christmas tree in a giant chicken box. It's not because you have a chicken
I've
in there.
I've known cat owners to either not have a tree
Yes.
to do something like
Yep.
that, or even seen them hang the tree from the ceiling,
Yes,
and
I've
it's
seen
not
that
it,
too.
much like all of my Lego above me. It's
Yeah.
hanging, so I can't get to it.
Oh my God, I love it. I love this. I again died laughing because I grew up with two cats that just terrorized our Christmas tree every year, and we lost so many Christmas bulbs and so many pukes of stringer, and lining and all kinds of things they weren't supposed to eat from the
The
tree, and
little
all the
strands
bubble
of
lights we
tinsel
lost.
cat feet. Yep.
Oh, so fun. So, okay, now you bring us some really interesting Tesla coil videos here, and I have the sound on for these for you guys because I don't think we're going to get in trouble for playing
Yeah.
them.
Um, no, you won't. The first one, play the
Imperial?
yeah,
Imperial
this one
March?
is the I want you guys to see.
Yeah, I think
This
this
was
might be a
interesting.
little wide. I got to shrink this video down a little bit. There we go. Sorry, guys. Sorry, I didn't size any of these videos or images with Andrew in frame, so sorry that I have to keep redoing that, everybody. I did lose a viewer already. I'm sorry.
Now you're going to hear basically music coming from these.
Yeah, you have to do special frequencies.
We'll do an episode once on Tesla coils. I have had very intimate experiences, level of experiences with these things. I've operated them.
I love the Darth
worked-
Vader sound.
I worked with an organization called the Geek Group out of Kalamazoo. We had two of these, and we did this. I've been there with these things.
Right.
It's just certain frequencies of electricity.
Absolutely.
They're going. What you hear is going to be a sound frequency at that point, a pitch. So if you modulate with software these coils, you can play melodies. And now this
Here comes Vader.
character out here, yeah, he's about to get hit, but he's wearing
He's got a protective mesh on, yeah, that will ground him, right?
cage, we call it.
Yep.
It allows the electricity to flow around you into the ground instead of through you,
Right.
which is bad.
That's very bad.
And the technology for modulating the frequencies of these coils has changed drastically over the years.
Yes.
In the early days, it was a lot more simple, and that's the second video I have.
Yes, so I'm going to show you that one here.
They do the Mario thing on a Tesla coil. Now, that coil you see right there, those double.
Hi, I'm Chris Bowden, and welcome
Been
to the
around
Geek.
them. I've worked on these.
Yeah, you personally got to actually be hands-on with these, which is awesome. I've heard the stories.
Interacted with them, but Joe Trima was the guy's name that created these two smaller coils, and he had figured out the software on his own to modulate it and do the Mario thing.
Oh, it's so cool.
It's
It's amazingly clear how well you can hear the sounds as well, which is I love. And it's just so cool to see lightning make sound.
I mean, when the lightning, when that electricity
Hits an
goes
audible
out through the
frequency.
coil, I mean, by Newton's laws of thermodynamics, you are going to be losing energy from that in one way or another. That includes heat and sound energy.
Yep.
So if you get the right frequency, it's going to vibrate the air around it and make a note.
Yep, exactly.
And that's exactly what it's doing. And each note sounds a little buzzy, but that's also because you're getting thousands of these electrical tendrils per second. So it creates a bit of like a buzzing sound.
Yep.
We can go into more detail on this at some point.
Yeah.
I can explain how it works. They call it an electric swing set for a reason.
We'll have to do a random daily discovery on that, an RDD for sure, yeah.
Maybe we'll build one someday.
You know,
It's
we could
not
do that too. That'd be fun. That would be so awesome. And I have a little bit of a side topic that goes from this. Now, we all have something, well, I shouldn't say we all, but most of us have wireless chargers in our home, which also use Tesla's coil technology that we just saw demonstrated. It's just a very different way of doing the exact same thing. And I hate to say it that way, but that's exactly what we're talking about today. So wireless charging is not true wireless, obviously, because you have to put your phone on directly the charging surface or really, really, really close to it, you know, like a centimeter or an inch or whatever, and then it'll start to charge. But that's about to change thanks to this company known as Arcos. Now, this is actually not an American company. This is a French company, I think, because their website is really hard to understand. Their main page is in English, and then anything you click on is in a different language, and I have not been able to transcribe it. But here are the first handful of devices they're going to come out with, and they claim that with one base, you can charge devices freely within 20 feet of this wireless base, just like your Wi-Fi router. So if you have your phone or your smartwatch or your smart camera or anything that has a battery in it, will just perpetually start to charge whenever it's in zone. And this actually has antennas in it that will actually shoot out a pulse that, you know, hits the antenna in these devices, like your smartwatch, let's say, and then that will actually shoot a pulse directly back in the same direction that it received it in, and then they make a connection, and then that's how it's starting to send that pulse. So it's not just beaming it everywhere, it is directing it right at that device. Even if you're walking through the room, it's going to know where that device is and where the energy is needed. So it's not just beaming electricity everywhere. It's very safe technology.
It's doing line of sight or direction to a device, knowing where it is, and
Yep. Here's another diagram where you have like a central router in a house, and it's got all these different devices, you know.
now to quickly get rid of any issues that some people listening might have.
Please.
Go back and watch one of our first episodes on 5G
Please.
because
Please do.
these sort of charging frequencies are what we call non-ionizing radiation.
Thank you.
It's like 5G, 4G, any of that.
Yep.
It is not a high enough frequency that it will
Cause any kind of issue.
ionize, like break ions off of your atoms, and that's when you get into, you know, alpha particles,
I mean, this idea is
And
huge.
what causes radiation damage in
I
humans,
mean, they
that's
claim,
this is way lower than that.
right.
It's no different than anything else that you've got. It's like standing next to one of those boxes on the
Yeah.
sidewalk. That's one of the transformers.
Yeah. Oh my God, that gives off
It
so
is
much random electricity and radiation. You really shouldn't be near those.
this sort of radiation is very low
Yeah.
level, safe. So don't even think about that. We're good.
Anyway,
And
so
it's very
yeah, they're claiming
like
that they're coming out with double A batteries that, again, you keep them in the zone, they'll never die. They'll never run out of power. That means you'll put batteries in your remote control for your TV, it'll always be charged. Phone, always charged. Camera, always charged. Anything that's within that zone and never leaves the zone will always have the energy. And in fact, this little wireless charging switch, or whatever you want to call it, actually is smart enough to know which devices need power first. So let's say you just got home and your phone's a little low, and it's going to detect that. So it's going to stop powering maybe your security camera because that battery's full and start charging your phone. The biggest problem with this technology is that it is 4 times slower at charging any device than a normal wireless charger. So it is really, really slow. So if you're looking for a quick charge, you can't just walk into this zone and be like, I'm all charged. It's going to take like a day to charge your phone. Like, it's not something that's practical at the moment. But for smart devices like
feel like we don't
smartwatches,
need
Bluetooth, headphones, cameras, things that are stationary in your house or don't move very much, like remote controls. Again, if you could get batteries like AAAs and AA's and just put them in my controller from my Xbox, oh my gosh, I would love to never have to plug that in. You know, like that could revolutionize a lot of technology in a lot of people's homes. So coming to you very soon, definitely coming out very quickly. Not in the United States right away. I would say give it about 3 years because of chip shortages and supply and demand. So the technology is there, and I'm sure other companies will jump on this technology. Literally, if they haven't already, they're jumping on it right now. So really cool stuff. Let's see. We did have actually 2 other topics really quick here. One about measles. I found out that unfortunately 93 million children have missed their measles dose because of the 2021 and 2020 year where everybody was locked down in their houses and nobody could go out or do anything. This is a massive problem because we haven't had to worry about measles for literally decades, especially in the United States, and now you have millions of people worldwide that don't have this proper vaccination, first or second dose. So that's a really, really, really big deal. And I know the World Health Organization is totally jumping on this because, again, this is a vaccine that has been proven to work for decades, does continuously, do the job, and should not be avoided by any means necessary, but yet was definitely put a strain on it, mainly because of the fact that we were all locked down, so nobody could leave their house. And then this is it was a really sad deal, really for kids, because measles can be debilitating for children, especially if it's untreated or caught late. It can be like life changing. So definitely make sure you get your kids vaccinated, not just for COVID and the flu and all your normal stuff, but for the measles and all those other, HPV is another one that's relatively new that a lot of people fought when that one came out. That's a big one.
Very positive results over the last several years with that vaccine.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, a bunch of them.
I believe in vaccinated, it's reduced HPV infections by over 84%, which is huge.
Oh my gosh, that's drastic.
Capabilities, which is fantastic. And also, like this measles, I'm assuming now that people are getting back to the doctors, they're going to get it back.
I'm imagining every family doctor is recommending, especially because they already know that they've missed the shot. So
well, childhood vaccination rates are going up also for the flu vaccine this year. We got triple jab, we've got the flu vaccine, we're all good to go.
Yep.
Um,
I'm still waiting to
and
get
yeah,
my third jab, but
well,
I can definitely get that anytime now. So, but anyway, so measles, everybody, be prepared. Get your kids checked. Make sure you're good. And the last thing I have for you guys today is something kind of cool. We've been talking a lot about harmonics and weird stuff, and Fender came out with a new Acoustasonic hybrid guitar. And I am probably saying this wrong, but this thing is super cool looking. It is an acoustic guitar
you're right.
and an electric guitar in one. Now, this is not the first version that they've released like this. They have 2 or 3 other many versions, but this is a cheaper version. It is $800. Wow, hugely different. The other ones were thousands of dollars because you're getting multiple guitars crammed into one. This is technically 6 different guitars because it has 3 acoustic modes and 3 electric modes. And this guy is demonstrating all 3 of those modes for you and what they sound like. Some of them I honestly couldn't really tell much of a difference, and I have studio quality headphones on here, so I really should. I mean, there's literally 4 speakers in each ear, so I really should have been able to hear a difference, and I couldn't hear too much. But that might have been because he wasn't really playing a very learned song, and it wasn't anything I'd known before. But this is a great idea, especially if you're looking to save money and you just want something that's, again, you want that electric stage presence when you're actually playing with your bandmates or at an event. But when you're in your apartment or you're at home and alone and you don't want to be making a ton of noise, you can put this thing in acoustic mode and just keep on jamming. And now you're not waking up your neighbors or shaking the house down into pieces or blowing it up like in Back to the Future. So it is a snazzy looking little machine here. They have a bunch of different colors. There's a guy playing it. I'm trying to get you the colors. Where did I put that? Oh, here we go. Okay, so they got a white one. They got the burnt amber, the regular one, amber, and the black. And I think I would probably go with your standard burnt amber. I just always looks cool, or the black one because that one also looks pretty awesome. Again, they sound really great. They look like a solid guitar. Fender has not disappointed, and again is one of those old school companies that's just hung around for a long time. Up there with Gibson and the best of them. So if you're looking for a new guitar or for somebody for Christmas, this could definitely be an option. Check your local Guitar Center and a few other random places. Probably have something you can put on order here for this. I doesn't know exactly when it's coming out, but I did give you all the Fender links if you want to check it out on their website, because I know this is probably going to be a winner for some people out there. Again, really super cool idea. Cramming multiple instruments into one sounds like the most futuristic thing. I mean, it's like a Star Trek thing where it's like, this plays 7 different instruments and they're like, do whatever. Like, you can pick a song that literally has acoustic guitar and electric guitar and emulators on those different guitars and play all of them through without having to change guitar. You're just flicking the knob and that changes it. That's all it takes. I mean, that is super cool. Everything's built right in. Love it. So awesome. Does take a 9-volt battery though. You have to put it into the back. And the guy even says if you're going to do a performance it's a couple hours long, you're going to want to make sure you have a few 9-volt batteries in your bag. So that is unfortunate.
Or you could just use the wireless charging bit.
Yes, there you go. Maybe they'll come out with a wireless Arcos 9-volt that you could put into this.
For your whole show.
It won't be an issue. Screw those. Come on, Fender. Get with the program. Oh my God, I love it. Oh man. But wow, we crammed a ton into our episode today. And I want to thank you guys all for tuning in. I saw a few guys pop on and off. I didn't see any comments pop up though. But if you guys do want us to hit on any of the topics today, like the Tesla coils, space strawberries, fusion reactors, let us know. Hit us up in the comments, or at our email above, or at any of our Instagram, Twitter, Facebook accounts. We're on pretty much all of them. So look us up. Let us know.
To see my reaction to the peppers.
Oh yes. We got to get that going. I know we have some extras coming out for you guys, so definitely keep an eye on our YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the things, including our shorts, because we're going to try to get more short videos out. I think it's over that corner, this corner. It's one of those corners. It's a big red button. It says subscribe on it. It is actually okay to click that button too. It won't hurt you. Anyway, everybody, I want to appreciate you all for tuning in. I know I learned something new, and I hope you guys did too. Thank you all. Have a great night. We will see you all later. Take it easy, everybody.